There. Okay. Hi, everyone. It's me, Sarah Lise. You're on my channel. You're on my profile, obviously. Okay, so, oh my God. I am freaking triggered today. Not totally, but like, to a certain degree, I'm triggered. Oh my God, my straps. Sorry as well. Oh my God. Get it together, Sarah Lise. Okay, anyway. What I see playing out is a repeat in history of Atlantis. Hi, Morgan. Mama Dragon is pissed, girl. Okay? She's fucking pissed right now. She's triggered. And she's like, fuck all y'all motherfuckers. Okay. So what I want to talk about is Atlantis, because there are unhealed traumas from Atlantis that we are all experiencing right now. And what I want to say about that is that we have literally been reliving Atlantis over and over and over and over again, lifetime after lifetime, because of this particular group of souls that are spawns of Satan. Let's just put it that way. Demon seeds, fallen angels, fallen Anunnaki, like whatever you want to call them. It's the same group of souls that has been repeatedly attempting this coup on society, and they have been successful to a certain degree. However, this time, they will not succeed. This time, they are getting arrested for their crimes against humanity and their human trafficking of humans and hunting of humans and selling of humans and raping and eating of humans and other animals and other sentient beings. Okay? We need to understand what's going on here, because the more dark energy is projected onto the one person and his group of people that are actually going up against this highly organized mass group that is defending the smaller elite group, right? The more dark energy is projected onto him, the harder it is for him to do his job. And I don't care if you're not political and you think you can't trust him. I don't care anymore. If you haven't done the research and you don't understand what's going on, it won't make any sense to you what's going on. But if you understand some basic things, it will make a lot more sense to you why this is happening. Okay? 1, the repeat of Atlantis. The fall of Atlantis. Okay? What happened in the fall of Atlantis? Do you remember your role in the fall of Atlantis? Because we've all been here. We've all been here. The whole time. None of us have left the quarantined earth in a very long time. We're all sick of it. Okay? We've all been in a prison planet for hundreds of thousands of years. This is no joke. This is our fight for our sovereignty and our freedom of our souls. Not just our freedoms of our basic freedoms and rights. It is for our souls between good and evil. Like, it's real, you guys. Like, I've been on the front lines of this battle between good and evil for my entire life. I know. I am informed. I am somebody who actually knows what's going on. I am receiving intel twice a day. Okay? So for people, like, I have people saying things to me that just, I have people avoiding me. because of my view. People that have been lifelong friends of mine, people that I've known for a long time, that live in this city with me. Okay? And here we have people getting killed on the streets. You know, apartment buildings. They're trying to burn apartment buildings to the ground with people in them. What on earth? Like, okay, that's not patriots. They're not doing that. We need to get really clear about where the line is being drawn here, you guys. Okay? Cities are burning to the ground, including the one I'm in. And granted, most of Portland is not being affected by this physically, but there are very certain specific areas that are being affected. It is no joke. Chicago has had more killings in the last few months than they've had in like years. Same with New York. The crime rate has gone up. The murders have gone up 217% in New York. I saw a video the other day of a guy that's still in New York because he owns his apartment, right? He can't just leave. It's not really that easy for him to leave. He owns property there. And he lives, you know, high up on one of the floors, and he was filming down below, okay? And it was daytime. Daytime. And there was looting and rioting and somebody was trying to drive through and they jacked the driver, and the driver left. Like, he let them have his car because he wanted to live. They had him at gunpoint, and the guy was filming it up above from his apartment, from his balcony. And he was high enough above the situation that he was able to film it safely, right? All the stores in New York are boarded up. New York is a ghost town, usually in the mornings, but by afternoon, it's complete fucking madness. Same with Chicago. And they're all blaming Trump for this. Like, no, dudes. Because there's none of that going on in Republican cities. And Trump's a Republican. So if it was across the board and he was to blame, there would be some kind of a blame on both sides. But no, we don't have that. Okay, I am not a political person, but any critical thinking human being can see what's happening. Wake up. Like, wow. And then there's the factors that are involved in this, that every single person that is screaming the loudest, all the people you see that are in positions of power that are pointing the finger, are actually someone that's going down, that's been arrested for human trafficking and crimes against humanity. They're done. They're done. They're cooked. But they're not going down without a fight, and they're going to let their cities burn. You think if they actually cared about their citizens, that they would have let this go on? They're just digging a deeper hole for themselves, these corrupt politicians. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And you would have to be a bully to go up against the biggest, most evil crime syndicate that ever existed. You would have to be that strong. Nobody else is fit to do that job. Do you know that in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, 300,000 children have already been rescued from the tunnels during the stage 4 lockdowns? 300,000. Back when they had the Mercy ship, it was either one of the hospital ship that was on the shore that Cuomo asked for, and he asked for all the ventilators and the masks. It was all provided for him. All of it. They rescued 200,000 children from underground. 200,000. Here's another fact. Ukraine, Eastern Europe. Hunter Biden procuring hundreds of thousands of children a year out of Eastern Europe. Hello. We need to know the details and the facts before we point fingers. These are very corrupt people, corrupt politicians, Satanists, blood drinkers, cannibals. You guys, it's real. It's real. There are very specific telltale signs of this that you can see with your naked eyes. You don't need to be told anything. It's really clear. I mean, look at Lady Gaga accepting her award with her horned mask just the other day. These people are really, really sick. Sick human beings. They are not okay on any level. They never have been. Either that or they got turned at a certain point for the cost of their fame. There is a cost to fame. Okay? And if you're willing to sell your soul and worship Moloch and the Satan and Lucifer, then you can have that. You can have whatever you want. And people sell out every day. But does that mean that we have to sell out? Now we are all being inconvenienced for them. And they're doing reversal spells on everything. They're reversing everything and telling the population that it's this when it's actually this. Elephant in the living room. Wake up. Do your research, please. I'm preaching to the choir here. Everybody on my page is somebody that knows this stuff already, to be honest. Most of the people that I'm talking to, they know. I mean, but then I have people in my life that, for whatever reason, they see what they see and they choose to see it in a particular way, but they're not actually researched on the information, and they are not taking those pieces of information into consideration, and they're not even willing to do the research. I can't prove anything to them. It's not my job. I'm not going to babysit anybody anymore. Like, I've been babysitting a lot of people for the past few months. I'm over it. I'm over it. For real. Okay? This is real, people. This is a huge ritual that we're in, a huge experiment. Okay. So here's how I see the similarities of what's happening here that happened in Atlantis. Okay? And so in order for me to go back into that, I have to share my personal experience of that a little bit. So let me just calm down for a minute. Let me just calm down. Okay, so excuse me. During Atlantis, there were groups of people. There were the citizens, There were the priests and priestesses who people trained with, so there would be like priestesses that were training with the higher priests and priestesses. And then there was infiltration that actually happened there as well. So this is actually a repeat in history. The same souls that were involved in the infiltration in Atlantis that caused some of the Atlantean priests and priestesses to turn towards the dark, right? Are the same souls that are enacting this whole situation right now. They're the descendants of the Roman emperors. They're the descendants of the Atlantean scientists. They are the reincarnations of the Atlantean scientists that are here now, and their allegiance is not for good. They want total domination and control. And if they can't have it, they're not going to let anybody else have it. So what are they going to do? They're going to project the reverse onto the person who's actually going up against them to make them look like they are the ones, right? This happened in Atlantis. This happened to the Atla priesthood, Atla Atlantis priesthood, okay? The same thing happened. There was a projection. Although at that time, we were an organized group. And so we were able to get quite a few citizens out of the cities before it collapsed. Not everyone. Some people refused to leave because it was their home, right? But a lot of people we were able to get out. And so we were able to evacuate a predominant amount of the population to other areas, right? Like Egypt, Mongolia, South America, different locations around the world. Those tunnels are now being utilized by the cabal. The ones that are still in place and are still functioning anyway. There's a lot of broken tunnels, but the ones that are still functioning, they are being used by the cabal, very specifically. And they have high-speed trains that go from New York to London in a few minutes, like 20 minutes. Just take that in for a second. Under the ocean. So people don't understand the level of technology underground, like underground, on our Earth that nobody even knows about. People don't understand that there's a secret space program that has human slaves that has been going on since at least the 40s. Millions of people. Millions of people. Maybe even close to billions. I don't know how many people. What I do know is that it's real. And what I do know is the secret space program has a lot of assets and a lot of people that have memory now. Hundreds of thousands of people have memory of their time off planet. That is not a joke. That's human trafficking. That's slavery. And it doesn't matter what color your skin is. Okay? And the children, close to 1 million children in the US alone go missing every year. And those are only the ones that are reported. That doesn't include all the generations of children that are birthing children underground. Take that in for a minute. That doesn't include all the experiments that are being done with human and animals, similar to what was happening in Atlantis. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. There are things happening on this planet that are absolutely out of alignment with the universal cosmic sovereign law of one, period. that have been going on for years and are completely out of alignment. And they gain power from it by sacrificing children and other people, adults too. How is it that none of the family members of these people are speaking up? Or maybe they are and they're getting silenced. Think about it. How come there's not more people coming out talking about the perpetrators and the bad behaviors of other people that are in question right now? Is it because they're being threatened? Because they've been killed off? There's a body count? We're dealing with career criminals here. Deeply evil people. That they have one objective, and that is to stay in power. And they've lost. And the entire population of the earth is being freed from the shackles of imprisonment from this Kabbalistic criminal syndicate. Do you know how much effort that takes? Do you understand what is at stake here? Do you understand what that means? And how many people and how organized they have to be able to go up against that organization? Okay, in 2015, I believe it was, 600,000, there was a ring, a child trafficking ring, child pedophilia, pictures of children there was a network of 600,000 people on the dark web that got caught. And that was in 2015. That was before Trump was elected. They've been working on this a really long time. Okay? It is no joke. What the internet did, when the internet became what it became, it created a situation where it was out of control. Completely out of control. And predators then had access to children online. It's a mess. It's a mess. And so, in my opinion, the only way to actually unhook everybody from the spell would be to actually unplug the entire system. Just unplug it. And let it sit for a minute. Let everybody unhook from the World Wide Web. 666. That's what www is, by the way, FYI. Okay, I'm going to take some water. I'm going to stop being so angry. I had a post on Instagram about a week ago, and it said, "Shine your light." And it was a quote from Lisa Renee. It was a beautiful quote. And it said, "Shine your light." I'll just show it to you. Super sweet, simple. It says, "Shine your light into the world and speak your truth as you know it." Okay? Super easy. Super simple. And I put in hashtags. Human beings. All lives matter. Organic soul. Stand for truth. Speak your truth. Shine your light. Okay? I had a friend, an old friend, somebody that I've known for a couple years, comment, and I don't know him that well. He's an acquaintance, I should say. He commented, "Why use a racist hashtag?" And I'm like, and which one would that be, pal? Like, why are you inferring that I'm a racist, first of all? You know me a little bit, at least. Maybe you don't know my whole story. The truth is, the guy doesn't know my whole story. And what I figured out is that he was at an Atlanta BLM protest, and it occurred to me, but this is like a week after he's been like coming at me and I'm responding, and he's just like, just will not give up. Just will not give up. He's basically saying that I'm saying the word nigger, right? Like, he's literally like not giving up. And that I'm basically ignorant. And I kept saying, I'm inclusive of all life. All life is sacred. Right? All life is sacred. Maybe I should have said that rather than use the hashtag that everybody else is using for the reasons that they're using them, which are different than my reasons. But I'm like, what about the children? What about the elderly? What about all the people getting killed? You know what I mean? Oh my God. It's insane. It's lunacy. This time in history will be marked as the most idiotic, like, backwards reversal mind fuck of all time. Like, for real, you guys. Like, literally the mind fuck of all time. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening to me. I am so triggered that somebody had the audacity to argue with me for a solid week on a beautiful post that says, "Shine your light," because of his unprocessed emotions, and accuse me and come at me about something. And I'm just one person, right? And imagine that that's happening for a leader of a country who has like millions of people accusing him of being a racist. The leader of the KKK, and who started the KKK? The Democrats, people. Just FYI. Who voted against segregation? The Democrats. Just FYI. Who started the Republican Party? Blacks. Just FYI. Do your research. Like, oh my God. Seriously, people. It is astonishing to me the reversal spells that are in action right now and how controlled people are. They're under complete mind control. They have lost their ability to use critical thinking skills, to use their reasoning mind. Everything is emotional. And I mean, I understand because I operate from emotions as well. But what I have made a point of doing is becoming emotionally intelligent for the sake of everyone else. Because the rest of the world doesn't function like that. And when you're emotionally unintelligent, what ends up happening is you hurt a lot of people. You hurt a lot of people when you're not emotionally intelligent. And we don't have skills in that area. And we need to have skills in that area. It is crucial for the existence of our population that we, and this generation, oh my God, this generation, oh my God. They need support. They've been on these little black mirrors their entire life. They don't know anything different. I didn't grow up with a cell phone. I didn't grow up with a computer. I didn't even have a computer until I was in my 30s. Like, I had my whole life before I even had a computer or a cell phone. How did we do it? How did we do it? You know? How did everybody function without those things? I didn't even have a television. Okay? Until my 30s. I'm so grateful for that, actually. What I did experience, though, was witnessing the deep state in my own family. I witnessed the cabal. I lived it. I grew up in it. And I escaped with my life. And my family's still in it. For real. So for me, I'm free. I'm a sovereign individual. Nobody's going to tell me how to think. Nobody's going to tell me how to walk, how to talk. None of that's going to happen in my world. I know where I stand. And I'm sitting right here in my own home that I pay for. And I produced money out of thin air, literally, to survive. I haven't had a job since 2009. 11 years. Okay? Do you ever see me advertising or networking? No. But somehow I'm here, somehow I've survived, somehow I have all of this. Somehow I'm abundant. It's not easy. I have mouths to feed. But I'm not a victim, and I'm not entitled, and I don't feel like I'm entitled to just collect and like that anybody owes me anything. In fact, if anything, the government, the deep state, owes me money, a lot of money, for my service to them. Right? So I could sue them at some point if I really wanted to. But as you can see, I haven't, and there's reasons for that. Because I want to stay alive. But that doesn't mean I won't later. You know? Like, a lot of things could happen. But one thing I do know is that I always will, all my needs will always be met. And I will always have support. Because my vertical alignment, my source energy supports me. Nobody else. My alignment with source and with spirit, with God, is my connection. And when you don't have that, it's very difficult. But when you do have that, anything is possible. Anything at all. Anything is possible, and things happen, miracles happen every day. Every day. In my world, they happen all the time. I expect them. I expect miracles because I am used to them now. I trust that I'm going to be provided for. I don't blame it on a government official. I'm not looking for a handout. And I think that part of what's going on is that people don't have their own sense of self anymore. They don't have a core fundamental understanding of who they are as a human being. They're completely distracted because of this. So fortunately for me, I didn't have that my whole life. I had to find myself. And this came during that time where I was actually fundamentally getting my roots and my power. But fortunately for me, it wasn't on the smartphone level yet, right? It was just a phone for communication. I feel so grateful that I have what I have in terms of my wherewithal to survive. I'm a survivor. I've been through more shit than you could possibly imagine, dude. A lot of us have. I feel like I just feel like I'm bapping off at the mouth right now. I want to know, oh, Morgane, you're so funny. She put some GIF on there. That's hilarious. I don't even know who's watching me. Who's watching me? Comment, please. I know Morgane is there. Nicole was there a minute ago. I don't know if she's still there, but I can see there's people watching, but I never know who you are because nobody ever comments, but I've gotten more comments today than normal. Do you guys want me to read this chapter on Psy-War right now? I might do that, but I'll start a new video because that way it's separate. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to me. I appreciate it. Jack, Anthony, Dana. You can see, and Nicole. You can actually see who Anthony and Dana. No, you saw them come on in the beginning, probably, huh, Morgane? So, Jack Ryan, Nicole Love, Morgane Faust, Dana, I don't know which Dana that is, and I don't know which Anthony that is, but I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for listening to my rant. I had to rant. I was just beside myself. Also, I've been cooped up in a house for 6 months, so, you know, that doesn't help because I'm still in lockdown where I am. So it's a little annoying. I'm a little annoyed. Yeah. I'd like to be in nature every single day. That'd be nice. That will come. Maybe when it gets cooler. Roll over the you and for others. I can't see that. Doesn't tell me who's watching. I can't see that at all, Morgane. It just says 4 with the eyes. 3 now. It always changes. Dana Renee. Oh, Dana Hawkins! I kind of sensed it was you. That's one of my friends from frickin' childhood, dude. What's up? What's up, Dana? I love you. I'm so glad you're here. We should really get on the phone, Dana. Like, for real, girl. We need to, like, pick up the phone and have a conversation. That would be awesome. I'd love that. Okay, so I'm going to read my math control book about human engineering and mind control. Next. That is my next option of life. And I'm grateful that you are here. I hope you're having a beautiful day and evening and a blessed reality wherever you are. I'm hoping you live in a state that is not under lockdown like mine and where cities aren't burning. That would be great. And I love you. I will see you later.